Hello everyone and welcome to OGspot. In this episode we're gonna have a look at another Kicksin variation, and I've called this one the Safesin. So what we've got here is our level 90 assassin, and as you can see she's looking quite nice straight off the bat. Our resistance pool looks quite good, with fire resistance of 90, cold resistance 90, lightning 95 and poison resist 62. So our stat distribution is as follows. We've got a base value of 110 strength, we've got 120 dexterity, and everything else goes into vitality pretty much to raise the life pool as much as we can. So we've got a decent amount of attack rating, we've got a 95% chance of hitting a monster on hell difficulty, which is decent. Our damage seems a bit low, but don't let that fool you, of course, you know how the Kicksin works. So our defense is not that high, but is not that bad either. Before pre-buffing we've got a 47% chance to block, which of course is seeming a bit average, but don't let that conceive you as well. I'm gonna explain you why in a minute. So the advanced stats is as follows. We've got regenerate mana, 19%, 9% life stolen per hit, replenish life 5, 17% better chance of getting magic items, 9 life after each kill, 12 to light radius, 20% increased attack speed, 30% faster unwoke, 55 faster hit recovery, minus 25% target defense, freezes target +2, 25% chance of open wounds, 22 to mana after each kill, 22. Lightning absorb of 12%, 20 lightning absorb, cold absorb 20% and cannot be frozen. So that's about the advanced stats. Now let's have a quick look over the skill distribution, starting up with the martial arts 3. In here we've got the maxed out Dragon Talon, we've got a single point into Dragon Claw just to unlock Dragon Tail, and Dragon Flight as a really good repositioning move. I really like this addition to the Kicksin. Basically I always pick it up. The Dragon Flight is extremely good. Of course, if you don't have Enigma, put it that way, later on you can respec to gain these 3 additional skill points back, but that's if you choose to go the Enigma road. Of course the character can be super strong without wearing Enigma, as we've already proved that earlier on the channel. So let's go into the Shadow Disciplines page. Here we've got a single point into Claw Mastery, single point into Burst of Speed, single point into Psychic Hammer, 1 into Cloak of Shadows, really amazing skill, one of the one-hit wonders of the Assassin, and we've got the Weapon Block. Now, this skill is amazing. What it does, it gives you a chance to block when you dual wielding a claw class weapons, which we do with our build today. And basically this does not only block physical attacks, it also blocks magic attacks, like spells being casted on you. Let's say Fireball, you got same amount of chance to block that spell, which the tooltip doesn't tell you, but basically that's what it does. So this is extremely powerful skill to have on the assassin, so take a note of that. Really good one. And we've got a single point into Shadow Warrior just to be able to unlock Shadow Master. Our Shadow Master is maxed out at level 20. She's really strong, really perform extremely well on hell difficulty, especially when she's that high of a level. When I cast her on my switch weapon with CTA and Spirit, and when I pre-buff, she goes up to level 31 as far as I believe, so she's really strong. She's got about 2k life before CTA buff and about 83 or 4 resistances. Also she's hitting really strong, and she's also utilizing similar skills to what we are. And let's see the traps page now. So in here we've got a single point into Fire Blast, single point into Shockwave. We've got maxed out Lightning Sentry, maxed out Death Sentry, and the rest of the skills go into Charge Bow Sentry, so we've got 10 onto that. And that's about the skill distribution. So we've got a pretty strong, I'd say, Lightning Sentry attack, especially on switch weapon. After pre-buffing with CTA, it hits about 3.3k on the Lightning Sentry, which of course you spawn 5 of them, so multiply that damage by 5. They hit decently strong on hell difficulty. So that's about the skill tree. Now let's have a look over the more interesting part, and that's gonna be the gear and the charms. Now I decided to use a really crappy weapon among the D2 and D2R community. Whenever this weapon drops, pretty much people start swearing. Nobody likes even picking it up. People are throwing it on the ground whenever it drops in their game, or if they picked it up, at least they throw it back on the ground after. So that of course gonna be the Shadow Killer, and believe it or not, this weapon is actually really strong. Now what it gives you is first up, it's a ethereal weapon, so his damage is slightly boosted. It's also indestructible, so that's the very first option it gives, and we're wearing 2 of them. Now, the very interesting mechanic which it provides is the 33% chance to cast level 8 Frost Nova on striking. And this is a really funny mechanic, we'll see why later on. Also, these ones are being soaked with Shell runes, just to get additional boost to the attack speed. This also helps with the speed which you lay traps down, so the faster cast rate does not help with the faster traps laying. You need the attack speed for that. And these being soaked with Shell runes are really fast weapons to lay down your traps efficiently and quick. The next option, 208% enhanced damage, does not work on kicks, but this weapon is also really strong on martial arts builds. I might do a build review with these 2 weapons after the patch update. When I do martial arts assassin, that's gonna be interesting, especially using 2 of these, so stay tuned for that. We've got the minus 25% target defense coming from this weapon as well, which is a decent option. We also got the freezes target +2. Now this is really strong option. Sadly it does not apply on kicks, but it works on martial arts assassins, so yeah, as I've already said. And now the last option, 11 to mana after each kill. This one can be rolled between 10 and 15, so you can imagine having 2 weapons of 15 to mana after each kill. This absolutely solves all of your mana issues, period. Now we've got just 22, but still this is extremely high amount of mana gain back on kill, so we don't have any mana issues at all using these 2 weapons. We can lay down traps as much as we want and kick out the rest of the monsters on the screen without any problem. We're not gonna run out of mana. So that's about the weapons of choice. Now let's have a quick look over the armor. We've got upgraded Guardian Angel, which also being soaked. It gives a little bit of additional fire resistances and also somewhat more of light radius, so that's about interesting bit about this duo. It also got 3 to minimum damage and 11 to mana, so that's the duo being used into the item. So this is of course Hellforge Plate, which is being upgraded from a Templar code. That's why the requirements are that much higher, even with the reduced requirements coming from the duo. Still, this armor is extremely strong and powerful. What it does for you is increasing up the maximum amount of resistances which you can have, and basically this is super strong survivability item. Now, combining that with the Thunder God's Vigor, we've got our max Thunder God Vigor belt. This one gives us 22 strength, 22 vitality, and good amount of lightning damage on attack. Sadly does not apply on kicks again. Also, the more specific and interesting part coming from this weapon is the +10 to maximum lightning resist and +20 to lightning absorb. This is how we've got our lightning resistance up to 95, and we also got the really strong lightning absorb, which is also healing us whenever we take lightning damage on hell difficulty, which is absolutely comical. This completely negates the rights and souls in Act 3, 4 or 5, which normally players are struggling with. These can insta-kill you if you have negative lightning resistances. So these two items combined together are extremely strong. Now let's have a look over the helmet which we're using, and that's upgraded max Kira's Guardian, stocked with a perfect skull to get additional life, replenish life and mana regeneration. This one gives us plus 20 to faster hit recovery, and really good all resistances of 70, which is super strong. This is how we've maxed out our resistances. You can see without this item they fall down significantly. So this is a must-have item and combo combined with the armor and the belt to get the safe assassin build. Now we've also got the Frost Nova mechanic, which is applied on our kicks, so we do AoE of cold damage, which dramatically slows down enemies, their move speed and attack speed, and this is a really good crowd control coming from the weapons. Now the amulet which we're using is a Mara's Kaleidoscope, really good option, 2 to all skills, plus 5 to all attributes and really decent amount of all resistances. Sadly this one rolled the anti-perfect roll of 20, but you can get this one up to 30, so a really strong amulet there. The rings which we're using are first up Raven Frost for the decent mana boost, dexterity boost, attack rating boost, cannot be frozen, which we also got from the helmet, and we've got a really strong cold absorb of 20%. Now the other ring is gonna be Wisp Projector, and this is also super powerful ring. 10% chance to cast level 16 lightning on striking. This one works super well with the kicks. Basically it casts these level 16 lightning spells really frequently. This is also the other source of lightning absorb which we've got to absolutely negate any amount of lightning damage which might occur on us. This gives us a lightning absorb of 12%. There's also 17% better chance of getting magic items coming from this ring. And of course there are the perks of casting level 7 Spirit of Barbs, level 5 Heart of the Wolverine and level 2 Oak Sage once you want to or need them. So that's a good option to have on the ring. Now the gloves, which extremely benefit our safe Kicksin build, are the Draco's Grasp. These ones provide us with 5% chance to cast level 10 life tap on striking, and this is proccing super frequently on a high attack speed Kicksin. Our kicks are doing 5 attacks basically, and with a really good attack speed we're proccing this life tap curse super often. There's also 9% life leech coming from these gloves, so that's super strong. 25% chance of open wounds also coming from this item, as well as 14 to strength and 9 to life after each kill. So really strong gloves. These ones definitely provide a lot of survivability for our character. And now the boots which we're using, of course, are gonna be the Shadow Dancers, Myrmidon Graves. These ones are plus 2 to Shadow Discipline skills and plus 17 to Dexterity. The perfect roll can be 2 to Shadow Disciplines and plus 25 to Dexterity, so these are, I'd say, really good ones. Also, they provide the highest amount of kick damage. Other alternative, and also can be somewhat better boots, are gonna be the upgraded Gore Rider boots, because they provide you with the crushing blow chance, and as you can see we don't have any crushing blow with our current setup at the moment, but we don't really need it, to be fair. Basically you can do some upgrades at later point. Let's say you've got upgraded Gore Riders to maximize your kick damage, and they provide you with 10 to crushing blow. You can put bear runes into each one of the shadow killers, so that way, spending 2 bear runes, you can grant yourself 50% of crushing blow coming from these 2 weapons and the upgraded Gore Rider boots, so you can ultimately use exactly the same build, but a lot stronger in terms of attack and damage output. But this is gonna be, of course, really costly to spend 2 bear runes, and of course on these items which nobody likes, but this is another story. Me personally, I'd definitely do that, because this is gonna be extremely strong build, but different topic again. So now on our weapon switch we've got Spirit, just to boost with 2 additional skills our CTA buff, and basically if we decide to lay traps down, I just hit W on the keyboard, switch into my Spirit CTA combo, lay 5 traps down super quickly and just hit W to switch back, so that way we maximize the lightning damage output coming from our traps. And that's about it pretty much. Now the charms which we use in are really low torch, assassin torch, and the rest of these are quite crappy as well. I've got 2 traps killers and some resistances and stats on the rest of these charms, so these charms are definitely crap. You can use much better ones. I'd say the perfect ones to go for are gonna be the life traps killers for the bottom row, and for the top row ideally you'd like to have all resistances with life charms. These are gonna be the best for this kind of a setup. Now, what kind of content you can do with this Kicksin? Basically absolutely everything. She is extremely strong, super powerful, really tanky. She leeches back a lot of life, doesn't have any mana issues at all, can burst enemies down super quickly, and we also have the perk of using the lightning traps of Light Sentry and Death Sentry, and the Death Sentry specifically blows up corpses big time, so this is super strong AoE effect. Now our mercenary setup is decent. We've got smoke as an armor, really good budget option. We've got G-Phase soaked with Raw Rune for additional fire resistance, and the weapon of choice is Insight in a Colossus Vulture. It's not even ethereal, so this whole mercenary is extremely budget as well. Yet again, is doing decent damage and providing good survivability. Also Holy Freeze Aura to further apply different crowd control options on the enemies, so really decent merc. Now, where we're gonna go to show this build in action, let's say Act 5, first waypoint. So first up we're gonna pre-buff with CTA, then we're gonna cast our Shadow, we're gonna buff her up with Battle Orders as well, so that way she's level 31, about 3k HP with CTA, really strong, really hitting hard. And now, what's the strategy behind the build? As I've said, on W you first laid... oh sorry, I've casted my Shadow again. Anyway, so what you do is with your CTA Spirit combo, you lay down your traps, you hit back, cast Cloak of Shadows, and as you can see, all of these monsters are dead without me even start kicking them. Now let's see the interesting perk coming from the Shadow Killers, and these are the astonishing amounts of Frost Nova procs. You can see how often I'm casting those Frost Novas, and basically they really slow dramatically the monsters. Their attack speed and movement speed goes into the sink pretty much, and this is super good crowd control. Now these skeletons are a bit more dangerous because we don't really leech life back from them unless we curse them with life tap curse, so they were a bit dangerous, but nevertheless we cleared them and secured the area. Now we're also cursed with amplified damage, so we'll take additional amounts of damage. And as you can see, we cast a huge amount of Frost Novas, and basically this controls the whole area around me pretty much to the fullest. So all of the enemies are super slow, they're frosted, they're cold, they can't move, they can't attack. And another thing to mention is whenever we hit on our weapon switch to go into CTA and Spirit combo, our resistances are completely maxed out. As you can see, we've got our poison resistance maxed out as well. Now let's go back into the Shadow Killers. Just you can see crazy amount of Frost Novas being procced. We just procced about 10 in one attack. That's absolutely insane. So really good weapons, I'd say. It's funny how no one likes them and no one can't really see their potential, but they're super strong if you use them the right way, as you can see. We hit him really hard, really strong, and no one's even got a chance to move after we chill him out. So yeah, really good options. And the procs are absolutely insane. Sometimes we get like 6 procs just coming from one single hit, and this is absolutely crazy. Simply because whenever I click once, she strikes like 5 times, and basically you can apply 5 procs on just a single click, or even 6. Whenever you buff with CTA, you get the attacks up to 6 kicks. So that's really crazy. And basically that's gonna be it for this build. I've showed you it in a much cheaper state. Of course, if you'd like to make it super strong, you can definitely go for the 40 to life or even 45 to life traps killers all the way up with 20 to life and all resistance small charms. You can further soak up the shallow killers with bear runes to get 20% of crushing blow on each, and you can also wear upgraded Gore Riders to get additional 10%. You can also get yourself Mara coming with 30 all resistance, so you can put 40-15 duo in the Kira, for example, if you'd like to. We can also upgrade our Thunder's God belt into the better alternative, which is gonna slightly increase the defense. And yeah, basically there are upgrade paths for this build, definitely. And she's super safe to play, super strong, performing really well. You can do all of the game content with her. And it all comes down to the combining Kira's Guardian with the Guardian Angel and the Thunder's God Vigor, basically. We further get the crowd control coming from the shallow killers. Both of them are giving the insane Frost Nova procs. And also utilizing the weapon block skill, which blocks physical attacks and spells both at the same time. This is how we turned our assassin into something close to unkillable. She's also really fast moving and really fast attacking. Our Shadow is extremely strong as well. She's a meat shield on the top of that. So overall, super strong build, super good way to go, super effective variant of the Kicksin. Give her a try, you won't regret it, and that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you liked it. You know what to do if you did. Stay tuned for the next one, and I'll see you later. Bye!